Alright, y'all. So, first off, I just want to say I am extremely surprised that there is a second split game out because the first one, I think it lasted like maybe a year or something like that. I can't even remember, but it was like if like Fortnite, Halo, and Portal had like an amalgamation, like homunculus child. But anyways, the devs came out with the second one. And so I've been actually kind of enjoying some of the game modes. If you go to the playlist here, like there's the quick play, but they have a lot of unique. Like the closest thing I can compare it to is like the party games from like Black Ops or like the special game modes from Halo and that kind of stuff is pretty much what it's like. But just a few days ago, they came out with a Battle Royale. And so that's what we're going to be checking out. What I've noticed, especially in the Battle Royale genre, is that a lot of these games, like Fortnite and Apex and this game, and then like, H1Z1 and then PUBG, all those games, they sort of like borrowed and sort of traded game mechanics over the past like 7 or 8 years. And so I'm going to get loaded into a game, drop in, battle between massive biomes, and be the last team standing to win. So basically, it says details, but it doesn't give you a lot of detail. I believe there's like 15 teams of 4, and there's 5 different areas, or what they call biomes, that you get to drop into, and those are like the areas on the map. I will say the only issue I have with them releasing a Battle Royale is it seems kind of old, if that makes any sense. Like over the last 7 or 8 years, we have been devouring Battle Royale games. Like when Fortnite dropped, that obviously popped up and became like the most played video game in the entire world for a very long time. And then Apex came in, and Apex, unlike some of our fallen brothers like Realm Royale, Apex managed to stay around and sort of make its own niche. But just like other games, the more you add, the more complex and the harder it is for newcomers to sort of join in. Which is why a fresh battle royale like this might not be an entirely bad thing. Because after the years of having the ones that have stayed around for so long, having something, somewhat different from it and also newer, along with something that sort of shares the theme of Splitgate in itself, is pretty interesting, especially in a map that's pretty comparable to, like in terms of looks and like the style is very comparable to, I want to say like Apex, that kind of style. But you also get the game mechanics of like the portals and everything like that they've constructed these maps around to make it more engaging, especially with the portals and using those kind of mechanics. And so that's a part of the game that I really do enjoy in this battle royale. I will say everyone by this time that's unemployed have all mastered the art of battle royale, and so I cannot compete with some of these people, especially playing on a gaming laptop. So it's been pretty tough. So as soon as you load into the game, this is what the map looks like. These are the 5 different areas, or the biomes as they like to call it. There's a drop leader, which reminded me a lot of Apex with like the drop master or whatever. I do like how the ship goes through portals to get to these different areas. It's pretty cool. You can see here there's 5 different areas, and then there's other areas within these maps, which I think is pretty crazy. Dropping in here, we're going to detach, and we're going to get some loot, baby. Off rip, I'm already getting bodied. So you can get perks, and then we have this thing called the time dome, which I've not used yet. So it's oh no! My entire team died, but that was a pretty crazy close that I just pulled. So it's pretty cool. I do like the concept a lot, and it's definitely definitely a unique twist on the battle royale genre as a whole, because it's not just one map, it's not just one area. In each of these games, it's a completely different environment. Like obviously you have like the lava, and then you have the ice and all that stuff.
Several days later.
Finally got into a game. Jeez Louise. Alright, here we go. Okay, looks like we're in the desert today.
double damage event is started.
Oh, baby. Double damage.
Kill confirmed.
Oh my god.
Double kill. Heating up. Triple kill.
Chests have been upgraded.
What do we got over here? Oh yeah. Let's see if we can get a win today. I'm gonna try and get a win today. Had to cower away for a second because I was 100% gonna get wiped. Ooh, buddy, should not have peeked that. Yeah, buddy, another team out. Let's go. Oh, zone's closing in. We gotta go. Looks like it's just two of us, two teams left.
On the board.
Oh my god, holy airball.
If your team can hang on, they might get you.
Final world.
Bro, just stay back. Run, bro, run. Yeah, buddy.
Guardian Angel. Double kill.
Oh my god, he's him.
Kill.
No! No, he was so close. That's really good.
Turn this loss into.
We got second, which you know what? That's good. That's good. What matters is that there was a there's definitely a unique twist that was put onto this game as opposed to the other battle royales that have come out. It's very different, and especially with like the original Splitgate mechanics, like with the portals and that kind of stuff. It does make for a very different experience, and you saw from that guy that was clutch in our team in that last game. You can see where the portals might come in handy in a battle royale such as this one, and so I'm really glad that they engineered that into the Battle Royale because it makes for a pretty one-of-a-kind experience, especially for a Battle Royale. And I really feel like the Battle Royale genre has gone kind of stale. Like, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people that play them, but, there's only so much you can add or so much you can do to make it better, to make it different than what it was. Now, obviously, Fortnite and, games like that, they have, like, a huge budget, but that's what I like about this game is it's definitely not the same amount of money put into it as those super big titles, but it's still pretty good for what it is, and I do really like the unique takes on some of the stuff that other battle royales have not really treaded on, and that mainly comes with like having multiple maps all in one in a game instead of just one. You can go to different areas, and I do like the fact that there's like already a respawn thing already into the game instead of like a reboot. It's just the more you die, the longer it takes to respawn until your team gets wiped. I think that is good because it makes the game last a little bit longer, and you're not too bored without it. Like in this map, I'm glad that these maps are smaller than some other battle royale games, than a lot of them actually. There's not a lot of times that I've experienced where I've just been like in complete empty without somebody trying to fire at me or just trying to hit me. I'll probably be playing more of this. I really like the direction that the game has gone in comparison to the first one. Because the first one really did just feel like kind of like a blatant ripoff of other games that have come before it, like stolen design and UI from like Fortnite and Halo. But I'm glad to see that this second game is kind of their own take on everything. I'm really hoping that the game goes in a more positive direction. And the second Splitgate honestly feels like it has a lot more to offer and a lot more to it, more effort too. So, but this battle royale doesn't feel like super duper sweaty. Then again, I don't know what like skill-based matchmaking is going to be like for me. It could be after that game that I just played that I go and I get wiped for the next like 10. I have no idea, but I will say that I had a lot of fun playing this, and especially if you haven't played a battle royale in a long time, this would be a good one to kind of get your feet into because it's not super duper complex, and even if you don't quite understand everything off rip, it's easy to get your foot into it. that's all I got for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your day or night, depending on where you are in the world. Bye.